What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Stats with Evan, and I'm here to preview this weekend's three-game series between my Washington Nationals and the Atlanta Braves. Let's get it popping. So the Nationals come into this weekend at 36-38. The Braves are 44-31. Washington is third in the NL East. Atlanta is first. There is a 7.5 game difference between the two. This past week, the Nationals swept a rain-shortened 3-game series against the Phillies. The Braves won 2 out of 3 against the Mets. Now here's what you need to know about the two teams coming into this weekend. This is the second of 6 head-to-head series between the Nats and the Braves. Washington leads the season series 2-0 after sweeping a 2-game set in Atlanta May 28th and the 29th. The Nationals for the season are outscoring the Braves by a count of 19-8. Now, for the Nationals, this is the first series against a team that's currently in first place in the NL East at the time of the series since May 3rd through the 5th in Philadelphia when the Phillies took 2 out of 3. Now, for the Braves, Atlanta might just be the hottest team in the month of June as they have a record of 14-4 in the month. So today, the Braves are sending out Dallas Keuchel, who's making his 2019 debut after spending what seems like an eternity in the purgatory known as the MLB free agency. Now, he was picked up by the Braves on June 7th and finally makes his return to the big leagues today. Now, the Nationals are countering with Stephen Strasburg. Strasburg is 7-4 with a 3.75 ERA. He was originally supposed to go yesterday against the Phillies, but thanks to the rain, that kind of messed up everything in that series, except for the Nats winning that series. He got pushed back to today. Now, in his last start, he didn't do too well. Strasburg went 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, walked 1, struck out 5, and took the L as the Nats lost to the Diamondbacks 10-3. On Saturday, the Braves are sending out Mike Foltynewicz. Foltynewicz has had an underwhelming 2019 season. He's 2-5 with a 5.53 ERA, but in his last start, he went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, walked 5, struck out 6, and got the W as the Braves slaughtered the Phillies 15-1. Now to counter, the Nationals are sending out Anibal Sanchez. Sanchez is 3-6 with a 3.84 ERA. In his last start, he went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, no walks, struck out 3, and he got the dub as the Nats crushed the Diamondbacks 15-5. And last time Anibal faced the Braves this season, he went 6 innings of nearly perfect baseball, giving up just 1 hit as the Nationals ran wild on the Braves by a count of 14-4 that night. In the series finale on Sunday, the Braves are sending out Mike Soroka. Soroka has been their real bright spot on their roster this season. He's 8-1 with a 2.12 ERA. In his last start, he went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, just struck out 2, as the Braves dogpiled the Mets 12-3. Now the Nationals are countering with Patrick Corbin. Corbin is 6-5 with a 3.90 ERA. In his last start, he seemed to have righted the ship a little bit. He went 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, just 1 run, walked 3, struck out 8, and he went home with the dub as the Nationals beat the Phillies 6-2. Now it's time to see how the Nationals can win this series. The Atlanta Braves are on top of the NL East, and they lead the Nationals by 7.5 games. For the Nationals, there is very little room for error this weekend. Add on to that the Braves are the hottest team in baseball in June, and Washington has to be on point in all 3 of their games. However, I can say one thing about the Braves. Their Achilles heel this season seems to be their bullpen, which is a common trend in the NL East. So if the Nationals can keep the game close until Atlanta goes to their bullpen, I like their chances in this series. So that's how the Nats can win this series. Now let's look at how the Braves can win it. The Braves are clicking on all cylinders at the moment as they've won 14 of their last 18 games. Add on to that, they have a lineup full of heavy hitters who just love to play against the Nationals. We're talking Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, Nick Markakis, the list goes on and on. And for the finishing touch, Atlanta picked up a pitcher in Dallas Keuchel, who was one of the best pitchers in the American League in his time with the Astros. A series win for the Braves would be huge at this point in the season, and Atlanta can win this by jumping on the Nationals early with a strong start from Keuchel and slamming the door Sunday with Soroka. Now it's time for me to give my 2 cents on the series. This is easily one of the more appealing matchups on the MLB slate for this weekend. Both teams are coming in hot. The Nationals have won 17 of their last 24 games, and they haven't lost a series since May 20th through the 23rd in New York. They've played 8 series since then and won 5 of them. Meanwhile, the Braves, as stated earlier, are 14-4 in the month of June, and they've won 4 series in a row. Honestly, I find it kind of weird how the Braves have only lost 4 games this month, and half of those were against the Pirates. That's baseball for you. Anyway, Atlanta's catching a break this weekend as they get to dodge Max Scherzer for the 2nd time this season. Originally, they were supposed to dodge Steven Strasburg too, but the rain pushed his start back to Friday. So additionally, the Nationals, as of right now, are starting a Patrick Corbin on Sunday, who will only be coming off 4 days rest, so that's kind of not ideal. While I would like to see the Nationals win this series, I find it more realistic to see the Braves taking 2 out of 3. So I'll say the Braves take 2 out of 3 and the Nationals still keep the lead in the season series. So what do y'all think? Who's taking this series? Is it the Nats or the Braves? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, I'm Stats with Evan, and I hope y'all have a 100% day. See y'all later.